Keeping an eye on the ground and an eye on the sky today during our Midday Minutes, sitting here with Brian Burns. He's president of the Air Charter Safety Foundation, also a good friend of mine. I've known him probably since I was, 10, keeping with the theme of bringing on like my childhood friends and people that I grew up with. But I want to talk with you because I met you growing up in Ashburn, Virginia, outside of DC, and
Yes.
then we both end up here, but you lived here a long time ago. You made your way back home.
I did. So I grew up here, born and raised in Clarence, New York. I left right out of high school, went to college in Florida, stayed in Florida for about 10 years and worked in the corporate business aviation flight support service industry. So
what does that all mean? That's a big, long title.
So we support and service the corporate jet business aviation charter world, all right?
Okay.
And so the services we provide are very similar to what the airlines provide. Catering, fuel, baggage handling, hangar space. So that basically those services are provided right here at Buffalo Airport by Prior Aviation, right? So I ran businesses over the last 40 years. We have lived in 6 different cities, some beautiful places like Vail, Colorado and Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and I ran small businesses that support the private jet industry.
And then you made your way back home, but your business, your company now is still based out of DC.
That's correct. So got an opportunity to come back to Virginia where we had met, but my office today is in my staff is still in Washington, D.C. So I've been with the Air Charter Safety Foundation now for 10 years. The foundation has been around for about 14 years, and basically it was formed to provide various tools and resources to support the business and aviation community.
And so I know that you work in the charter industry, which is different from commercial, but airline safety is kind of front and center in people's minds right now. We're getting into the busy holiday travel season. We had those 2 major disasters, and now in all the news reports they're saying that they're returning some of those 737 MAX jets back to the skies. So should people be worried? What do we need to be looking out for, asking people in terms of airline safety?
So let me just start off by saying the U.S. domestic airlines are the safest in the world, hands down, okay? And that is in all modes of transportation, whether it's highway, railroad, marine, right? And even the pipeline, which is all modes of transportation. But the U.S. airlines are the safest. There's over 800 airlines in the world. And so everybody looks at the U.S. domestic airlines as the model of the best, right?
Yeah.
And so just kind of, tying it into the 737 MAX, one of the challenges that we face, and that particular fatal crash, they focused on what they call MCAS, which is what is the Maneuvering Characteristics Augmentation System, right? Long, acronym, but where this all kind of drives down into is training and the fact that today's environment is so filled with automation that the concern in our industry, as well as some of the airline industry, is the skill set that pilots are just kind of losing because computer technology is all programmable.
So when we see people in DC pushing for better airline safety measures, what are they there asking for? If we have the safest in the skies, what do we need?
So when it comes to the safety programs that are out there, right? We look at the airline industry as the template of doing it right. And I say that because there is safety management systems, there's flight data management, and there's typically what they refer to as aviation safety action programs, which is an ASAP program that is basically self-reporting incidents that are going on with pilots with immunity from the FAA. In today's environment, if you look at just the airlines and the business aviation world, it is by far the safest. And I know it gets a lot of attention, it gets a lot of recognition, but believe me, it's safe to travel by air.
It's safe to, okay, good, because I was worried about booking my Uber to California, so I'm glad we can still fly in the skies, but of course, we're always working on more safety.
You shouldn't be concerned.
Shouldn't be concerned.
Okay.
Brian, thanks so much for joining us today. I really appreciate you being here, and we'll be right back after this break.
Thank you.